Hey YouTube, Kiritwig here, bringing you my Gem Knight deck profile for September 2012. I've really been working hard on this deck and have made a lot of changes to it since I first built it. So I thought I'd go ahead and show you guys what's in the deck. We have the main deck, extra deck, and side deck to go through. This is the most recent version of all the updated Gem Knights until we get the next Hidden Arsenal and Dual Terminal, which will come with a lot of more support for it, like Gem Knight Zirconia. I know a lot of people have been wanting that card. And also, I'm looking forward to testing out Gem Knight Sanix. So I thought we'll go ahead and get started. And let's go ahead. I run 3 Gem Knight Garnet. This is your powerhouse of the main deck. He's got 1900 attack and a normal monster. So I run 3 of him, just a heavy hitter. I also run 2 Gem Knight Tourmaline. He's got some pretty good attack and also defense. 1800 defense and 1600 attack. Once again, he's just another normal monster. Mostly use those guys to get some of the fusions out. Another good Gem Knight of the deck, I run 3 Gem Knight Obsidian. This card pretty much, when it's sent from your hand to the graveyard, you can target one level 4 or lower normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So it really helps with Swarm, and you can also use this card to get out Gem Knight monsters with fusion summons, with Gem Knight Fusion. And I also emphasize the fact that Gem Knights are Gemini monsters, so I run 3 Gem Knight Amber. He's got 1600 attack, and his effect is once per turn you can send 1 Gem Knight card from your hand to the graveyard to target one of your banished monsters and add that target to your hand. And he's also treated as a normal monster while in the graveyard. And to get his Gemini effect, like all Gemini monsters, monsters, you have to normal summon him an extra time. He also helps with the summon of some of the Gem Knight monsters. I also run 2 Gem Knight Iolite. Your Aqua Gem Knight of the deck. It's also got 2000 defense, so it's a pretty good wall to get over. And once per turn, if you summon this card again, you can banish 1 Gem Knight from your graveyard to target 1 Gem Knight in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Helps a little with the fusion summoning. And that's it for the Gem Knights. I also run 2 Gem Turtle, just for a little extra search. When this card is flipped, you can add 1 Gem Knight Fusion from your deck to your hand, and Gem Knight Fusion is your main way to fusion summon these cards, so you want to get that card to your hand fast, and once you do, it's really easy to recycle from the graveyard. We'll get to that in a bit. I also run 2 Gem Armadillos. When this card is normal summon, you can add 1 Gem Knight monster from your deck to your hand, and it's got 1700 attack, so it's kind of difficult to get over. And that's all for the gem-based monsters. We'll go on to what else I have. I also like to run 2 Snowman Eater. And the reason I like this card is basically it's got 1900 defense, and once again it's just a little extra defense. And when he's flip face up, target 1 face up monster on the field and destroy it. So I like to run 2 of those. And you can also use it, since it's an aqua type monster, to get out the fusion card Gem Knight Amethyst. Another reason I like it. And I also run 1 Card Trooper. Basically, I like to run this just because of the fact that it helps you mill some cards to the graveyard, like Gem Knight Fusion helps you get that quicker. And when it's destroyed, you can draw a card. I like that preference. And we'll move on to spells. Pretty basic. I run 3 Gem Knight Fusion. This is your main way how to get the Gem Knight monsters out from your extra deck. Run 3 of them. It's pretty much like polymerization, fusion summoning. And when this card's in your graveyard, you can remove from play 1 Gem Knight in your graveyard to add this card back to your hand. So you can get a lot of fusion summonings off with just 1 Gem Knight Fusion. And since we run Geminis, I also run 2 Gemini Sparks. I don't know why it's so difficult for me to say that word. But basically, it's a quick spell. You guys know what it does. Tribute 1 Gemini monster to destroy 1 card on the field and then draw a card. And I also run 1 Monster Reborn, 2 MST, 1 Book of Moon, 1 Dark Hole, and 1 Heavy Storm. Pretty much staple. And then for traps, I run 2 Compulse, 2 Bottomless, 2 Mirror Force, Solemn Judgment, and 2 Warning. Pretty much staple with traps. And we'll move on to the extra deck. I like to run 3 Gem Knight Citrines. It's one of my favorite of the fusion monsters. You need 1 Gem Knight monster and 1 Pyro type monster. And must first be fusion summoned, which I like because after you fusion summon the Gem Knights, you can pretty much get them out with Monster Reborn. And when this card attacks or is attacked, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. So it's a pretty good heavy hitter. Keeps my worry of the back row at bay when he's attacking. And I also run 1 Gem Knight Amethyst. I like this card. You can fusion summon it using the Snowman Eater that are in the deck. I would run one more if I had one more, but I don't, so only one at the moment. And I also run one Gem Knight Prismora. When this card is once per turn, you can send one Gem Knight card from your hand to the graveyard to target one face-up card on the field and destroy that target. Not bad. And I also run one Gem Knight Ruby and one Gem Knight Topaz. And we'll move on to the Exceed monsters. I run one Gem Knight Pearl, pretty much a heavy hitter. It's really easy to get Exceed summons off with this deck also. I also run one Utopia, one Kachikochi Dragon, one Photon Papilla Operative, one Fairy King, one Maestroke, one Zenmaines, which you can get with the Snowman Eater and sometimes the Obsidian. And since most of the beginning fusion monsters I use in the deck are level 7, I run one Big Eye, just in case. That's it for the extra deck. We'll go ahead on to the side deck. I run 3 Volcanic Shells, just in case you need a little bit more hand search with this card from the graveyard. Just pay 500 life points to add another Volcanic Shell from your deck to your hand. Helps to get out Citrine. I also run side deck 2 Veiler, Lightsworn Hunter Raikou, once again just for the graveyard mill, an extra Gemini Spark, 2 Forbidden Lance, a Foolish Burial, Pot of Avarice, and a Pyrazine Fusion. Mostly side this card just in case I need extra way to get out a fusion summon, in case I'm limited with my spells. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys like the deck profile. Please like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.